Hi guys. Remember I said I was going to make a post series about this book. I would have just randomly made a review of what this book is about, but I felt like there are more people who would want to, read and know about their financial gains. So yeah, especially women. And I thought, okay, let's make a series because this book really explains, like, it breaks down every term you feel it's too big for you to understand. And I really want every woman to take their financial game seriously. Background check. Last year, I didn't meet up to my target. I was like, what are the kind of books I would read that would get me interested and open my eyes a lot more? And then I bumped into it, this particular book online, and I think this book is the one. I had to go back reading some reviews from people, what they think about this book, and yeah, I got it online and then I started reading. Oh my god, chapter one was like I just reading chapter one. I felt like I'm already understanding. And it was just so easy to understand. So I'm not going to give you the entire, summary of the book because I want people to go back and read this book. But I'm just going to give you those, break down those tricky financial terms so it will be way easy for you to understand. Okay. Let's break down those intimidating financial terms so you can feel confident about investing. Let's start with stocks. What are they really? Imagine owning a tiny piece of your favorite company, whether it's Apple, Tesla, or even a fashion brand you love. That's exactly what happens when you buy stocks. A stock like represents ownership in a company basically. When you invest in a stock, you become a shareholder, meaning you own a fraction of that company. So if the company grows, your company gains value and you could make a profit when you sell your stock. Example, if you bought a stock in Amazon 5 years ago, its value would have increased like significantly if you think about it, meaning you have made money just by holding on to it. Can you see how amazing it is? Now, shares. Let's say shares is just like a piece of the pie or probably a cake. Now that we understand stocks, let's talk about shares because they are not quite the same thing. If a stock represents a whole company, shares are the smaller unit of the ownership. Think of it like a cake, like I mentioned. The stock is the whole cake, and each share is like a slice. The more shares you own, the bigger your stake is in the company. Example, if you buy 10 shares of a company stock while your friend buys one share, you own a larger piece of that company than she does. If you understand now. Now let's get into dividends. Free money it's just like saying free money for just owning shares. Wouldn't it be amazing if companies paid you just for owning their stock? That's exactly what dividends are. Some companies share their profits with shareholders by paying dividends. This is just like an extra cash you receive just for holding on to your shares. How amazing. Dividends are usually paid quarterly. Sometimes companies maybe three every 3 months, and you can either cash them out for reinvest or reinvest them to buy more shares. Not all companies actually pay dividends. That's one thing you should know. Some prefer to reinvest their profit back into the business to grow even bigger. Example, if you own shares in a company like Coca-Cola, which pays dividends, you will receive money every few months without doing anything extra. Why this matters and how Girls That Invest makes it simple. In this book, in Girls That Invest by Simran Kwa, explains that investing isn't just for the wealthy, it's for anyone who wants to build financial independence. She breaks it down in a way that it's easy to understand, proving that you don't need to have finance you don't need a finance degree to invest. You don't need thousands of dollars to start. Small consistent investment can grow into serious wealth over time. The best part is that the sooner you start, the more time your money has to grow. So if you are ready to start investing, I would plead that you read this book, Girls That Invest by Simran Kwa, and I promise you won't regret it.